Hello everybody, it's Chibi, and today I'm going to be doing an anime review on Rail Wars Episode 2. The second week of anime is finally here of the summer season, and let's get right into it. Okay, so before I jump into the review, I want to bring up a comment I saw last week on this anime on the first episode. I don't know if I will be able to exactly say what the person said, but hopefully the point gets across. Okay, so he said, oh, so this ain't our standard moe blob anime. This is a moe anime meant for my train nerds. And I'm like, what the fuck? It's so messed up, because if you actually look at this series is, I'm guessing, all train fans' wet dreams. That's exactly what Rail Wars is, because it's focused around trains, it's pretty much just demonstrated around trains, what happens around train stations, just all stuff like that. That's exactly what this anime is about, so I laughed my ass off when I read that comment last week. So anyways, okay, talking about this anime. This second episode, it was a lot better than the first episode. The pacing was a lot better. We get a little bit of more character development, and at the same time, I'm starting to see really what this series is about. For instance, instead of just focusing on the trains, this episode focuses on the train stations. For instance, what goes on with the customers, and at the same time, what goes on in the background when the customers don't realize what's going on. For instance, we have a bomb threat situation in this episode to where someone's about to blow up a bomb and about to blow up the entire station. And so you have our group of main characters trying to figure out where the bomb is, and at the same time figure out how to defuse the bomb. Now, here's where the episode gets really interesting, okay? We get to a part where we find out the bomb is inside of this big bag where a dog is in. Now, I had multiple thoughts popped in my mind with this. I was like, oh my god, are they gonna really go to the level of actually killing a fucking dog? Because, I mean, really, if you look at it, PETA is gonna have a lot of problems with that dog being in a freaking bag with a bomb underneath it. And I started thinking of psychological TV shows I watched in the past, or movies, because I was thinking, like, why would you have a dog in that bag? Why would you have a dog on top of a bomb? And instantly made me think most likely there may be a pressure plate, like a pressure plate with the dog standing on top of it, which in turn would cause the bomb to not go off. And so I was thinking, like, maybe that's what was causing the bomb to stay like it was and have the countdown ticking. And so I thought if they were going to try to remove the dog, it would cause the bomb to be set off. I thought that was what was going to happen. But sadly, I was mistaken. They didn't go to that dark level like I thought, but at the same time, they did surprise me. I was surprised about the way they used the bomb threat in this episode, and I enjoyed it a lot, and I like the setup of how they used the liquid nitrogen to be able to defuse the bomb and then, you know, cut all the wires, which was a good example of how actually real life is handled with bombs, and I like that a lot, how they showed this in this episode. Now, I am probably the only one that noticed, or you have had to been paying attention a lot to notice one thing I noticed this episode, and it's not a big issue. It can easily be corrected with BDs and DVDs when they get released, but there was an animation fail in this episode. A bad one. A very, very bad fail. Now, it was literally only for like 2 to 3 seconds you can notice it, but it's less than that. I mean, it's so subtle you would not be able to realize it unless you weren't paying attention really closely. For instance, there was a scene with the bomb, okay, when the bomb's going off and you see them about to cut wires and stuff. I forget the pink-haired girl's name, but she comes in there in the room for the first time. For the first time, she comes in that room with the dog in the bag, and they're about to cut the wires and stuff. And when she comes in the room for the first time, you see the two characters laying down on the floor. You hear one of the characters on the floor talking, but you don't see their mouth move. I don't know if you didn't realize it or not, but there was a scene to where literally they were talking with no mouth moving, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I was laughing my ass off. I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna have to talk about this since I noticed something like that. But either way, besides that, that ain't a big issue. That's just something I noticed, because anime do that sometimes. It depends. Sometimes they forget to put in a key frame with the animation of the lips moving, but it's pretty fucking funny how I noticed something like that. Now, speaking of animation of this entire episode was beautiful. It was moe, it was cute, and my god, dude, I love the way they're really trying to focus in on that feminine appeal with the characters. And you know what I'm getting at with that animation? Like, why? Like, I mean, my god, that is insane. The fan service, I'm just like, what? But, okay, so overall, the main point of this episode was to show you that they're not just going to be focusing on the trains themselves, they're going to be focusing on the train stations, which I like that. So tell me your thoughts on this episode, everybody. Did you enjoy it? Did you hate it? What's your favorite moments about it? I love all of you so much. You have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Chibi out.